Hello. So today I'm going to make pumpkin fluff. I've had this when I was younger, I remember making it, but of course it was like filled with sugar and a lot of bad stuff. So I'm going to try to make it healthier, Weight Watchers friendly. This calls for a pumpkin spice mix, but I don't have that, but I'm just going to use cinnamon and nutmeg. I'm sure it's like the same thing. So this recipe also calls like for an entire tub, but that's a lot. I'm only gonna make enough for like me and Nathan. So I'm probably gonna do like 1/4 of what the recipe calls for. I got my measuring, what's it called? My scale, because it's gonna get really tricky to properly measure this out. Since I'm not doing the full recipe, I'm only doing 1/4. Also, I'm just using the regular whips because 2 tablespoons is still 1 point, so. And I think it's the same for the sugar-free or fat-free whips, so might as well get the regular one. So I just did 2 ounces, which is not a ton, but again, it's just for me and Nathan, and we don't need that much. We shouldn't need that much, so I'm not gonna make that. So we got our skim milk. Well, this one just says fat-free. The same thing, right? So it calls for 4 tablespoons of milk, but I'm only doing 1/4 of this recipe, so 1 tablespoon. Let me lower this a little bit. So I'm only gonna use 1/4 of this, so I'm gonna measure it out. So this whole box is 28 grams. What's 1/4 of 28? I don't know. 7 grams. Of this is 106 grams. So that's what we're gonna do. Now, just this, I'm just gonna eyeball this. It says 1/2 tablespoon to 1 tablespoon, so. So now I will just mix it. Okay, so here it is. It definitely looks like enough for me and Nathan, like for sure. So I'm gonna try it. I wanna try it with these sugar-free cookies. 8 cookies is only 4 points, so that's like freaking good. And then I also have these cookies. These are not good. 1 cookie's 3 points, 2 cookies are 7 points. But y'all, these are my favorite cookies ever. Like, I look forward to these every single fall. Like, these are the best cookies ever in the entire world. You have to try them. I only know that they're sold at H-E-B. I don't know any other place, but if you have an H-E-B, dude, like, oh my gosh, the best. But I'm gonna try with this cookie first. They're cute little shortbread cookies. It tastes like hardcore pumpkin. I think it needs some sugar. It's not super sweet. I don't know, I actually kind of like it not that sweet. I could use some sugar, but I think I might just leave it. Babe, so Babe came over to try it because I can't decide what I like.
What am I trying?
This. Put a cookie, yeah, get a cookie and dip it. Really got
Pumpkin-y.
Right, it's really pumpkin-y. Do you like it?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think, like, maybe it's not as sweet? Like, it should be sweeter?
No, I think it's sweet.
Or sugarier.
I see what you mean about it can have something, but I don't know what it would be. I mean, it tastes good.
I'm thinking more sugar. I don't know. It is good though.
No, good.
It is good. I think because I've made this before and it's like a million times more sugarier. So.
You can add more? More sugar?
No, I think I'm gonna leave it.
Okay. It's good.
Try it out, y'all. It's good. Hey y'all, so I decided to do a voiceover for these muffins because my husband had a friend over and they were watching the football game and being pretty loud, so I thought I would just do a little voiceover, so bear with me as this is my first time. So it looks like I am going to add in the sugar first. So this was a little tricky because I used Truvia, which it's like 1 cup of cane sugar is equivalent to a half a cup of Truvia. So I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do. This recipe does call, I cut the recipe in half because it makes a lot. So it calls for 1/3 cup of sugar, but as you can see what I'm doing here, I'm doing a 1/4 cup and then a half of a 1/4 cup. So it just depends on what sugar you're gonna use. So next I'm adding in pumpkin. Make sure you have pure 100% pumpkin because you can easily pick up pumpkin pie mix, and that's filled with a bunch of other additives, added sugar and spices and stuff, which I'm sure is amazing, but not for this recipe. Now I just put in a banana. So instead of using applesauce, which this recipe calls for that, I put in a banana because I kind of wanted it to be like a banana pumpkin muffin, but I think the pumpkin overpowered it big time because I didn't really taste much of the pumpkin. So also it calls for canola oil, but I like avocado oil. But you can use whatever oil you want. I also don't count avocado oil, so that also brings the points down for me, but if you do, you just add a point. So I'm now doing 1 egg and mashing it all together. So now I'm adding in the flour, and they seemed pretty specific on this recipe, but I did 1.5 cups, as you can see, and now I'm adding in some ground cinnamon, which I'm just eyeballing. It's 1 teaspoon, but I'm sure that's close to a teaspoon. And then it's also 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I just eyeballed that, and then 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. I wanted to be pretty accurate there, so I measured that out. And now I'm just slowly adding in the dry mix to the wet mix and mixing it all together. Okay, so make sure you grease your cupcake pan or use those little cupcake holder things. I didn't have any, so I just oiled it and it worked out completely fine. So I just did a couple spoonfuls, I want to say 3 to 4, and it made about 9 muffins, which was definitely more than enough. So instead of putting these white chocolate chips in the actual batter and mixing it all together, I decided just to put 5 on top of each muffin, because 5 Lily's white chocolates are only 0 points, so I just did it on top. and here they are all done. They were so good. And I also am showing Nathan's reaction to them as well as his friend Zach.
Exactly. I want this. Thank you. There we go. Cheers. Yeah. For COVID. That's good.
I haven't tried them yet, so I should have honestly tried it first.
That's great.
Okay, so next thing I'm gonna make is pumpkin pie. So when you scan this, it says there's points, but if you look at the ingredients, it's just pumpkin. So I'm gonna say this is 0, but I'm gonna try to make pumpkin pie, crustless pumpkin pie. I don't even like crust in the first place, so this sounds good to me. I love pumpkin pie, but I'm gonna try to make them in this little thing. I don't know how it's gonna turn out, but we'll see. I don't even know what these are really for. I'm thinking like Jello would work in here, but I don't know. It seems hard to get out. Well, the leaves seem hard to get out. But we're gonna try it. So first things first is the pumpkin. Okay, that's not good. Okay, so I moved my camera down so you could see what I'm doing. Doesn't this look so cool? Okay, so first thing besides the pumpkin is a 1/2 cup of almond milk, vanilla unsweetened. I'm gonna add more vanilla though. Whoa. Next you need 1/3 cup of whatever sugar you're gonna use. I used stevia, but it's confusing because like this converts like 1 cup of sugar equals 1/2 cup of stevia. So I need 1/3 cup of sugar, which is actually just 2 tablespoons and 2 teaspoons. It's like weird how it does that. I mean, I'm thankful that that's there because my brain would not work. So stevia is like really, I feel like it's really sweet. Like it does go a long way, so don't want to overdo it. So like I said, I'm gonna put just a little bit more of vanilla. You don't have to go into, I haven't seen a lot of recipes do this, but I love vanilla. So just a little bit. Next is cinnamon, of course. I'm gonna do 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. Again, this is a 1/2 teaspoon. Straight up do not remember what this is, but I know it's like I want to say ginger, but is ginger white? I think it's ginger, but I also think ginger is supposed to be white, so I don't know what this is, but it smells like Christmas and Thanksgiving, so I'm just gonna put some of that. I'll figure out what this is and I'll post it in the ingredients down below, but I'll do like just a little bit, so like 3/4 teaspoon. I don't know what this is, so I'm kind of scared. But it smells like Christmas. So, and then you just need 3 eggs. I'm actually just gonna do 2 and see how that looks. This smells so good. It smells like freaking pumpkin pie. Okay, so I think I'm gonna add one more egg. I'm gonna go for it. forgot. Ooh. Set your oven at 400 now to put them in these little things. I'm gonna spray some oil because I'm just scared these are gonna be so hard to take out. Oh, this smells so good. I'm kind of confident. So. Also, I've never made this before, if I haven't said that. So here are these. They do not look good. I have some leftovers, so I'm just gonna put it in this bowl. So that'll be like a little personal pie. I'm really hoping these come out decent. But once my oven is done preheating to 400, I am going to put both of these in and we will see how it goes. I'm gonna put it in there. I'm really just gonna keep an eye on it. I've seen some people post different things on what they do. I'm just gonna keep an eye on it. I'll probably lower the temp down to like 375. After a while, probably after 15 minutes, and then kind of just watch it. But yeah. Okay, so this is how they came out. They actually came out really good. I thought the leaves were gonna be like the ones that were like so difficult, but they came out pretty decent. These are the ones that look like just little turds, which is just kind of funny because I was expecting the leaves to look so bad. But here I tried to make it look super cute, which was honestly just a fail because that doesn't look cute. But you know you gotta have whipped cream for pumpkin pie, so here we go. So I'm gonna go ahead and try it, and then I'm gonna have Nathan try it too. He's busy right now. I should have put more sugar, but it does taste like pumpkin. Definitely put more sugar. It is good. It is really good, but definitely need more sugar. But the whipped topping like compensates for that. It's good. Just add more sugar. Babe, try.
Ooh.
I need some more whip. I was trying to make it pretty, but it didn't work out.
It's yummy. It's soft.
It is really soft, I think, because I added a lot of egg.
It's good.
It definitely needs more sugar, like on its own, though, huh?
Probably a little more sugar, like a little more extra kick, but it's like right there.
But it is right there. So definitely add more sugar. My sugar is weird too, though, because I use Truvia, but it calls for 1/3. I would do like, I don't know, 2/3. 2/3 seems like a lot. So I ended up doing 15 minutes on 400, and then I honestly think I did 40 minutes on 375. But yeah, aren't they so cute? We'll taste test this one too. I'm like kind of hungry, so this is like weird, but I'm eating this instead of actual food. It's good. Well, that is it for my fall treats. I hope you guys enjoyed them. Try them out. Let me know what your favorite treats are to make, etc. And don't forget to like and subscribe.